On February 28, 2026, Operation Epic Fury eliminated Iran's supreme leader in a coordinated U.S. and Israeli strike. Tehran faced a stark mathematical reality. A direct naval confrontation with the United States Navy would end in the rapid, systemic destruction of the Iranian armed forces. Rather than fight a conventional battle they were guaranteed to lose, Iranian strategists bypassed the military. They pivoted to a two-front hybrid campaign, aiming their response directly at the most fragile points of the global economy. The first target was geographic. This is the Strait of Hormuz, a 21-mile-wide maritime choke point handling a massive portion of the world's daily energy distribution. The second target was digital. Across the United States and allied nations, the critical infrastructure running power grids and water utilities relied on outdated, poorly secured network architecture. By striking these two domains simultaneously, a heavily outgunned military force effectively paralyzed international trade. They didn't need to win a single traditional firefight to inflict global economic devastation. This map illustrates the sheer volume of that geographic vulnerability. Prior to the crisis, roughly 20 million barrels of oil squeezed through these two narrow lanes every single day, representing 20% of the global seaborne oil supply. To disrupt this flow, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps deployed a strict area denial strategy. They scattered naval mines, jammed maritime GPS signals, and launched highly agile, cheap, explosive sea drones into the shipping lanes. The physical toll was immediate. On March 1st, one of those drone boats struck the oil tanker MKD Vayam, sparking an engine room fire and killing a crew member. Insurance premiums enforced the blockade. War risk rates hovered near zero, but skyrocketed within days of the strikes, adding $250,000 in costs per tanker. Passage became mathematically unviable. Financial risk wiped out commercial traffic, dropping transits to zero. The strait was closed. The market reacted with instant panic. Brent crude oil rocketed past $100 a barrel, peaking at $126. Gas prices soared, triggering supply shortages reminiscent of the 1970s energy shocks. A secondary, quieter crisis was equally severe. The Persian Gulf region accounts for up to 30% of internationally traded fertilizers. Those vital agricultural supplies became trapped in warehouses right before the critical spring planting season in the Northern Hemisphere. This is the harsh reality of asymmetric area denial. By introducing just enough physical danger, the attacker weaponizes the global market's own financial risk aversion to enforce the blockade for them. While tankers sat idle in the Gulf of Oman, a parallel siege unfolded thousands of miles away against U.S. and Israeli domestic networks. These cyber attacks rarely relied on highly sophisticated, unpatched zero-day exploits. Instead, Iranian-aligned hacktivists targeted basic, long-ignored hygiene failures in digital security. Their primary targets were operational technology networks. These computer systems control the physical world, opening municipal water valves, regulating power grids, and monitoring manufacturing equipment. The primary attack vector was surprisingly simple. Automated scripts scoured the internet for industrial devices, attempting to log in using default passwords like admin or 1234. Once inside, attackers exploited remote desktop protocols, conveniences facility operators mistakenly left exposed to the open internet. In some cases, the physical disruption was paired with hack-and-leak operations. Attackers stole sensitive victim data and amplified it across social media to maximize public embarrassment. The ultimate goal goes beyond causing physical downtime. It is a psychological tactic designed to systematically undermine civilian confidence in the safety and security of their own critical infrastructure. By late March 2026, 32 nations released 400 million barrels of oil from strategic reserves to keep their economies functioning. In the Gulf, allied nations deployed immense military resources. Multi-billion-dollar destroyers were positioned as floating shields, slowly escorting individual cargo ships through the danger zone. But alongside that highly visible naval projection was a frantic, invisible scramble happening domestically. Operators raced to patch software, reset default passwords, and rip systems completely offline. The 2026 crisis exposed a glaring disparity. Trillions of dollars spent on conventional military superiority could not prevent the global economy from being derailed by cheap drones and default router passwords. National defense in a hyper-connected world has evolved. A poorly secured municipal water valve or an unpatched server is now an equal liability to a blockaded ocean strait. Security requires defending both.